proposal for the Weisman Plaza, the 21st century oasis, is a true collaboration in the spirit of bebop jazz improvisation. Legendary American bebop composer Charles Mingus once stated that making the simple complicated is commonplace, yet making the complicated simple, awfully simple, that's creativity. Our proposal brings together architecture and landscape to highlight and expose the essential moments and elements hidden in ephemeral, invisible form. Our design sprays indigo dye over invisible ink to reveal these otherwise hidden messages and spatial cues. We strategically assembled a team with diverse expertise in the fields of architecture, landscape architecture, and art. An architect slash visual artist, a visual artist slash landscape architect, and a landscape architect slash musician. In this way, our team at its core, even before we began to put pencil to paper, was already a collaborative endeavor. Our team took a wide-angle view of the site, and our investigation extended well beyond the physical boundaries of the plaza itself. As shown in this photo from beneath the bridge, we were inspired to engage the river, the limestone bluffs, the plateau, and the natural elements that form them over many millennia. It was important to our design to presence this moment in the river. Here, the gorge forms the most intense flow rate in the entire course of the Mississippi. We endeavored to make our plaza a rich, layered crossroads of sights, materials, and experiences for students who pass through daily. Our investigation of the limestone cliffs found an analytical thread that unraveled to the continental scale, an ancient rift valley in the Midwest that parted the glaciers to form the gorge and driftless region that begins just downstream from this site. The pre-Columbian forces that form this place are unique and generative. The confluence of geology and hydrology in the river below mirrors the confluence of pedestrians and bicycle traffic above. Students headed into a future of science and arts study. What we encountered on the surface above was a site completely devoid of human interaction. The Weisman Plaza is a clever concept, but what currently exists is a concrete void, only intermittently filled with bikes and people, some 20,000 daily, on divergent paths, ear-butted and simply trying to avoid collision. We began to investigate historic crossroad conditions, from medieval town centers, early city maps, and even highway interchanges. But what became really intriguing to us were maps of trans-Saharan trade routes and oases in the North African desert. Wherever these routes crossed, upsprang unique places of pause, refreshment, education, and entertainment. The oasis provided invaluable opportunities for human interaction and idea interchange. We began to envision a series of possible moments along the Weisman Plaza where those types of opportunities for interaction were possible. We wanted to use the sensory possibilities of landscape and art to engage people, to create a backdrop of memorable experiences, to make a place where students would feel a sense of comfort and ownership. This would be their place. To achieve this, we decided to expand the extent of the plaza itself. Our design cuts away several bays of that hideous concrete-covered walkway to the west and also adds 12 feet to the eastern edge to widen the bottleneck condition in front of the Weisman that chokes off access to the center of the plaza and the STS building to the south. On the newly expanded site, we added a grass berm to soften and green the plaza, defining the hard edges around it with a concrete retaining wall and Corten steel wall fragments broken away from that main berm. They function as storage corrals for bicycles. Then we added a series of elemental spirit totem sculptures that redefine the edge of the berm and activate the oasis through physical interaction with visitors. Seitu Jones's earth totem is inspired by the river bluff at the base of the site, the rock being chiseled away by the Mississippi River and the rugged native vegetation that springs forth from it. The sculptural form figuratively engages the geologic processes of its creation, while literally being composed of the limestone and plant life that exists there. It features seating areas, viewing windows, bike corrals, storage lockers, and a gateway element, all integrated into the continuous sculptural form. Small vertical axis wind turbines mounted atop the highest point of each totem produce enough renewable electricity to light the plaza and run the subsurface radiant heat system that keeps the oasis green during frigid winter months. Satoko Muratake's water totem is informed by the ever-changing shape of the Mississippi River at this particular point along its expanse. The sculptural form is a continuous metal gabion basket framework filled with recycled glass gravel. It figuratively relates to the river's oscillating path while literally employing falling water to add to the sensory experience for plaza goers. It features strategically located benches, another bike corral, more storage lockers, and a special view window, waterfall, that creates a thin water curtain through which the Minneapolis skyline is perfectly framed. Roger Cummings' fire totem alludes to fire having been used by early indigenous inhabitants as a technological innovation to modify the native vegetation of the river plateau. The sculptural form figuratively nods to the elemental composition of flame, seeing light and heat as technology by literally glowing at night. It features LED thin film embedded into its surface, enabling it to share information, ideas, poems, and perhaps Golden Gopher sports scores across the campus and beyond. The totem also emanates radiant heat in certain locations to create nodes of hearth-like warmth on frosty fall and winter days. Here's another view of the fire totem as seen from below on Washington Avenue. The LED screen, again, communicating information and ideas, beckoning students towards the plaza. This is a view from the grass berm at the center of the plaza, as seen through the Earth Totem's view window. It carefully frames the weisman, which displays art for viewing, and as you can see, we strongly feel that the museum itself is an architectural masterpiece that also warrants being framed. And we'll leave you with the final image, looking through the water totem's view window, framing the mighty Mississippi and the Minneapolis skyline beyond through falling water. Our vision, the 21st century oasis, is a place where, to paraphrase Mr. Mingus again, the complicated is made simple, awesomely simple. Thank you.